Museum. I'm Carol Ross, as you probably already know. But today, I'm actually inside our synagogue building, standing in front of a mural created for our congregation in 1957 by artist Joseph Freibert. This is the only mural that Freibert ever created. We call it Swords and Plowshares because it is based on the verse from Isaiah chapter 2. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. This mural's message is one of peace. Today, the mural is outside our Kesselman Chapel, which was the site of the original Shalom Sanctuary. So back in the late 1950s, when members entered the original building, this art greeted them as they walked in. It is near and dear to many generations of Shalom families. How did the mural come to be? Around 1955, while our building was being constructed, founding Rabbi Harry B. Pastor contacted artist Joseph Freibert. Freibert was part of the art faculty of UWM then, and he had a national reputation. He was Jewish, but he was not a practicing Jew, nor was he a member of Shalom. However, he was an artist whose art often reflected a concern for the human condition, drawing viewers' attention to social issues such as racism, poverty, and refugees. His art reflected his Jewish values. Here are two photos that show his social realism style. It took Joseph Freibert 2 years to create our mural and then painted on the wall behind me, actually onto a canvas that was attached to the temple wall. And here I have a picture of him seated in front of his completed mural back in 1957. This mural, based on Isaiah's words, contains many symbols of peace, plus Jewish references to justice, liberty, and learning. All these ideas, of course, are important values in Judaism. Let's start at the top left corner, where the word shalom is written in Hebrew. Perhaps this was Freibert's name for the mural, or perhaps it is merely a reference to the name of our congregation, or to the overall theme of his work, shalom, peace. In the center of the mural, there is a large plowshare and a field of swords. Here is his artistic depiction of Isaiah's famous lines about peace, about beating swords into plowshares. Above the plowshare is an abstract form with inner light, perhaps representing the Ner Tamid, the eternal light of Judaism, the light of God's presence, the everlasting light of faith. Above the blades is a crown, possibly a reference to the crown on our Torah. We can also see a menorah, the 7-branch candelabra with its Star of David, which is 2 superimposed triangles. According to Rabbi Pastor, this Star of David, these triangles represent, quote, the material and spiritual together, the unity of life, end quote. We can see a shofar, the ram's horn blown during the high holy days to awaken our consciences to strive toward a world of peace. Also on this left side of the mural is the Torah, signifying that learning and spiritual insights must work together. In the lower left is an open book, the Bible, another reference to the importance of learning to the people of the book. Moving to the right side of the mural, we see the 10 Commandments, our guide for justice and peace. The first commandment is written there in Hebrew, Anochi Adonai, I am the Lord thy God. At the top right is the sukkah. The dedication for this mural took place at Shalom on Slichot in September 1957, the beginning of the fall High Holy Days, which are followed by the fall holidays of Sukkot and then Simchas Torah. The colors in the entire mural are predominantly earth tones, browns, red, yellow, all fitting for the fall holidays. The sukkah hut may also represent the wandering of the Jews in the desert after their escape from Egyptian slavery, the beginning of their journey to freedom. We can also see scales that represent God's justice. And under the scales in the lower right, a ring of broken chains, symbolizing the Jews breaking the chains of mental and spiritual slavery. Finally, at the very bottom right, you can find Freebert's signature and the date of completion, 57/17/1957. We are so fortunate to have this one-of-a-kind mural gracing our building and our museum. Sometimes it's easy to overlook that this wall is actually a work of art. I have seen people lean up against it, oblivious of its value. Because of damage over the years, the mural had to be restored professionally in 2019, and I have a picture of that process at work. I sincerely hope that people will enjoy the mural and treat it with care so that future generations will be able to admire and learn from it. I also hope that when our synagogue building is fully open, that you will request a tour of this mural or of any other part of the museum in person. I and the other docents would be so happy to talk about Joseph Freebert, the messages in this magnificent work of art, or any other aspect of our beautiful museum. In the meantime, I hope that you will return next month to another virtual episode of Meet the Museum.